Changing the transmission fluid on my newly rebuilt NV3550 transmission. I think I need a flashlight here to point out where I'm at. I pulled out the, can you see it? Pulled out the fill plug, and I'm getting some overflow dripping down. So I'm going to wait for it to stop dripping so I don't get it all over my hands. And then right there you can see the drain plug. I'll pull the drain plug, drain the rest of the fluid out. I believe that the people that rebuilt this transmission for me put in the fluid for the AX15 transmission, which is for before 2000, and this is a 2001. They switched over to this NV3550 transmission, and it requires its own special transmission, manual transmission fluid, MTF, and it's a little pricey from the dealership, but I've got a service manual, and I go out in the desert alone a lot. I don't want to be out there and get stuck with a bad transmission and be going, oh boy, you know, I saved $10 by getting a cheaper transmission fluid while I hike 100 miles out of the desert. So I'm getting the stuff that it calls for so that I can feel confident when I'm out there that wherever I go I can come back. And that drip is starting to slow down now. So this is the Mopar MTF fluid that's recommended in my service manual. I forgot offhand what the part number is, but it's easy to look up. And I think it's going to be worth it to get the right stuff, because this fluid that's in here now for the AX15 transmission, I'm getting a little bit of roughness and shifting in the lower gears, especially after I've been driving for a while. It doesn't slide in the gear. I have to kind of push it into gear, and the clutch is also a little bit sluggish, and when I back up I get a chuk 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 shimmy kind of thing going on. And my research indicates that those are indications of not having the right transmission fluid. So I'm going to drain this out and put in the recommended MTF, see if my shifting will smooth out and if I can get rid of that chattering, chugging thing in reverse. I do use reverse a lot out in the desert because I'm by myself, and a lot of times I get to a place where I go, oops, I better back the hell out of here. So anyways, I'm going to shut this video off and pull that drain plug. The plug. I didn't totally remove it because I heard that there's there's 2.5 quarts of oil in there. I heard it flushes out pretty quick, so I wanted to drain it, take the pressure off it. Okay, so let's see if I can find it in the camera here. Oh, good time for the flashlight to go dead high. So there it is, slowly draining out. Okay, now also might take this time to mention that it's a 17 millimeter Allen wrench. I didn't have one that big, so I went out and I bought a socket with a 17 millimeter Allen head on it, and that gets right in there and takes it out really good with a socket wrench. I was able to get into both holes here. Where's that fill hole? So it's right there, up above right above the drain hole. They both take the 17 millimeter. Okay, this has been draining out for a little bit now. I might try and open that a little bit. I've also put my drain pan up on a a Tupperware container of some sort to get it closer to where it drains out, because I just didn't know how fast that stuff was going to come out, and I didn't want it all over my garage floor. And I've got my safety goggles on too in case it splashes. But so anyways, I'm going to pull that plug the rest of the way. MTF manual transmission lubricant. I guess it'd be an MTL. Anyways, it's Mopar MTF part number 04874464, and it takes 2.4 quarts. This is what it looks like. I don't know if that's focusing or not. I'm not too good with this camera, but so I'm going to put in 2.5 quarts of that stuff using this pump right here that I picked up at AutoZone. This one here is good for either gallon sizes or quart size containers, so I'll be putting the quart size adapter on it. I'll be pumping the fluid right out of that quart bottle right up into that top fill plug on the transmission until it starts to ooze out. Here it is, but it went right into my drain pan. Went right into my drain pan real good. You can't really see any of that, I guess. But yeah, I just flushed right out. Went right in there. And I was also concerned it might spray over onto my what's this plate here? I don't know. Oh, this is my skid plate. I didn't want it to hit my skid plate and go all over the place, and it didn't. It just came out real nice right down into my pan. So now I'm going to let that drain out for a little bit, and then I'll go ahead and use my pump. I thought you'd be able to see. Oh, good, that's going to stay there by itself. The contraption I'm using to tighten up this. Where's my flashlight? There. That's the contraption I'm using to tighten up my drain plug. I don't think it's focused, but I got one hand on my flashlight, one hand on the camera, and the tool is staying there magically. Probably that magnet inside's holding it in place. So here's my first quart. I got all hooked up. There we go. And ready to pump into my fill hole, which is up there somewhere. Okay, so I got my tube going into my fill hole, and I'm going to start